Chapter 2: The Great Depression. The Great Depression, which started in 1929 due to the US Wall Street stock market crash. It led to a worldwide depression lasting for an incredible 10 years to 1939. Germany suffered more than most other countries as the US was recalling its loans to Germany. Also, the US had been the biggest importer of German manufactured goods. This trade had stopped completely, and as well, Germany was still paying reparations for World War I. Full payment was completed as late as in October 2010. Unemployment and poverty kept soaring in the following years. The people became desperate, looking for a way out of this unbearable situation. Germany had been a democratic country after World War I, called the Weimar Republic. It was not doing well. Along came Adolf Hitler, promising a strong government, seemingly having a great vision. At his famous Nuremberg rallies, he caught the attention of the German people, listening to his speeches of promises for a better future. He said that the politicians of the Weimar Republic were weak. Germany needed a strong leader. He tried to appeal to the aristocracy who feared communism and wanted rearmament. The middle class also feared communism, and they wanted law and order. The working class wanted jobs, and Hitler promised to get them. The church supported Hitler because communists were atheists. He was voted in as Chancellor of Germany in 1933 by the Nazi Party. At that time, about 6 million Germans were unemployed. Germany's economy was in total collapse. It had no international credit rating and was almost bankrupt from World War I reparation payments. Factories were closed, unable to pay wages to their employees. Benefits were cut as the government had no money to pay. Inflation went out of control. After Hitler took over, within 3 years, unemployment went from 6 million down to 0. Every unemployed man had to take an available job or risk going to prison. The citizenship of people other than German was taken away from them, and they were not eligible for employment. Huge spending programs were introduced using printed money, which companies could cash after 3 months when they had taken on more staff and had increased their production in goods. Work teams were created from unemployed Germans, and companies given money if they employed more people. Massive infrastructure and building projects were established, and new autobahns were built between major cities. This boosted the car industry. To build more cars, more workers were needed. Fußball, soccer, stadiums, and huge housing projects were undertaken, as well as the planting of trees. Hitler had promised to bring a cheap car on the market, a family car people could afford to buy with monthly payments. In 1937, he commissioned a car maker, and the Volkswagen, the Beetle as we know it, came on the market. Then Hitler established the Wehrmacht, the National German Army, more jobs for young men. Factories were humming with the production of military equipment they would need rather sooner than later. Since women were encouraged to stay home to be good wives and mothers, probably to produce lots of children, as Hitler had his plans of expansion. There was a boost in their benefits. By 1935, nearly 17 million Germans had new jobs. They were not well paid, but they provided a living wage. From a defeated, near-bankrupt nation, overloaded by World War I war debt, inflation, and no foreign capital, Germany had changed into full employment with one of the strongest economies and military power in Europe. These achievements are all admirable, but what was to come thereafter was fear and the loss of freedom, as is the case in all dictatorships across the globe. Hitler did away with any opposition quickly, turning Germany into a dictatorship.